Many assume the Occupy Wall Street protest is a liberal movement, but earlier this week I spoke with former Louisiana governor and Republican presidential candidate Buddy Roemer about his visit to the downtown New York City protests, and he made the case that this movement should be embraced and not ignored by the GOP. Take a listen. Governor, welcome here. Welcome to New York. It's a pleasure.
Thanks, Judge.
What did you learn? What did you feel? What did you gather when you walked with those folks that are protesting very loudly and somewhat obtrusively, but from their hearts down on Wall Street?
I went with the memories of a 68-year-old man who lived through the civil rights movement in Louisiana. I remember then young people making a difference in the streets. I remember being a college student and we did the Vietnam War movements. That's the advantage of age. And I went today to Wall Street to see if it was the same sort of spirit. And it was, Judge. I don't agree with their personal agendas. They look different than I do. But I applaud and stood with them on their spirit of change in America.
All right. You are a former conservative Republican governor of a reliably conservative Republican state,
yes.
Louisiana.
Yes.
Does aligning yourself with these folks downtown in New York, who knows how much longer they'll be there, help you in the Republican primaries?
Don't know and don't care. I don't take PAC money. I don't take Wall Street bank money. I don't take corporate money. I'm a $100 limit. That's the way I've always been. No PAC money, no super PAC money. I run a different kind of campaign. I love America, but I think we're in trouble, and I think we need to make fundamental changes. And the issue on Wall Street is your issue, Judge. Here it is.
Go ahead.
The big boys, the big companies send big checks to small politicians, and they own the tax code, they own the budget, they send jobs overseas, and nobody says a word.
Now, I bet when you make comments like that to Republican primary voters, they jump to their feet, because that's red meat to the small government crowd today.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm a small business guy. I have a bank. It's not quite $1 billion in size. It's very profitable. No
wait a
money.
minute. You own a bank that has $1 billion in it? You're telling me you're a small business guy?
That's banking today? You know, Judge, that's nothing. We're not the largest bank in our state. We serve small companies, and we have enough money to make them loans.
All right. Are you going to go the distance in your fight up against people who raise millions and don't have this $100 per person donor limit that you've imposed on yourself?
It's going to be a battle. I'm in it for the duration. I've paid all of my bills. I have money in the bank. I'm making my mark in New Hampshire. Now, I can't be in Iowa. I can't afford it. I can't be running around the country. This New York trip today is a long visit for me. I'm spending time in New Hampshire. But here's the issue, Judge. It's the money in politics, and Washington is bought and sold. Look at me. Think of one word, broom. I'm a broom. We need to sweep Washington out. No PAC money, no big checks. Bring plain people back. You know who gave that speech? A Republican, Theodore Roosevelt.
Would you bring
100 years ago?
Would you bring the troops home?
I would.
Would you stop the bailouts?
I would. They're gone.
Would you stop spending more money than you collect in revenue?
Absolutely.
Governor, it's a pleasure.
I have a 5-year plan to balance the budget without hurting decent people. It can be done. We're going to hurt the politicians.
I hope your message gets out there. Governor Buddy Roemer of the great state of Louisiana. Thanks for joining.